Hi. I actually got out of bed like a night or two ago and wrote down right about like a YouTube. It was a video idea that this video was an idea that I had for a second, but I hopped out of sleep and had this idea and I was like, okay, you gotta write it down. Write about how you, or no, make a video about how you've been. I can't speak today. Make a video about how you've been feeling stuck with your writing, especially with me wanting to talk about the struggles in the process and all of the things and the ups and the downs and everything. But yeah, for the past, honestly, really, it's probably been months. Whenever I sit down to write, it's really hard and I've been feeling more stuck than usual. It's interesting, when I first started writing, it feels like it just kind of flowed out of me, but now ever since I've been writing, not ever since, but here recently, with trying to write for the book and being more intentional with what I'm saying and how I'm trying to say it, when I sit down, it's like the flow is not there in the same way, and it's harder. And I'm proud of myself because I still do it. I still feel devoted to myself and to the practice of doing it, but it doesn't come as easily. And it might be because I'm actually trying to do something in it, specifically or intentionally, as opposed to just writing whatever. When I first started, I was writing. There wasn't a rhyme or a reason or a path or anything. But now saying, I'm writing a book and I'm writing this book, it gives you, there's more, what's the word? It's just more to think about, and it's like I'm curating something as opposed to just spitting stuff out. And I actually had a conversation recently, within the past few months, with someone who I consider him a mentor. I don't know if he considers me a mentee, but I consider him a mentor of mine, and it really helped having that conversation, because I knew I wanted to write a book, but I was all over the place with what I was doing, and I didn't have a concrete projection or theme or subject of this is what I'm writing about, this is what this book is going to be about, and this is the direction I'm taking. I was just kind of letting the pieces guide me as opposed to me guiding the pieces, and that really helped him talking with me about that and being at a certain point you have to become the writer and you have to take charge of what you're creating and what you're doing and figure out how you want it to come together and then bring it together like that, as opposed to just sitting here trying to let them tell you what they want to be. And so that helped a lot. It felt like a light bulb went off, like a wall was knocked down, and I came home and I immediately started looking at all the pieces I had and figuring out how it could all work together. And within that process, it made me realize I was trying to write multiple books in one book. So that was one of the reasons I was struggling as much as I was. And so I took out the pieces that felt like they went together and figured out, okay, what is the first book I want to write? What is the first thing I want to say? And so that has helped a lot. And I feel like I know what subject I want to talk about, what themes are in this first book, and I have an idea for a title. We'll see if it stays like that or not, but I have more of a direction, and I feel like I'm taking more control over the process and what I'm doing, and I'm piecing things together based off of an actual direction as opposed to just aimlessly making stuff and throwing stuff together. So that helped a lot. because I was feeling just incredibly stuck, and yeah, I was gonna say like miserable. I don't know if I would say miserable. That's like a lot, but it was not good. It was just like felt like I'm moving, but I'm not going anywhere. Um, and so that got me on a path of feeling good for a while. But now I'm like back in a place where I'm in a better place than I was before me and him had that conversation, but it's still like over the past few weeks when I sit down, it's just rough. And whenever when I'm writing pieces and editing and revising and putting them together, it's just like nothing. I used to create things and revise and edit and be like, yes, like I love that, I like how that sounds, and nothing is making me feel like that now. It's like it doesn't matter how much I put into something or work with something or work through something, it seems like I can't quite get it how I want it to be, and those like self-doubts and fears come up again of, is it good enough, is it too like self-centered, or like is this thing I'm talking about even important? Or does it sound like self-serving, or would anybody even like relate to this? And then I kind of have to stop myself and be like, okay, like not everything people aren't going to relate to or understand or resonate with everything that I'm talking about and writing about. Like it's my personal experiences and my journey and everything, and that's okay. And having to remind myself to not worry about other people's perceptions of things, because that really like can kill like creativity and what it is that you have to say in your voice and everything. So trying to like let that go. I want people to feel permission to be themselves and be vulnerable and speak their truths through my work. So there is an element of resonance with that, but at the same time, if I'm not doing that, then I'm not setting that standard or that creating that space. If I'm not fully 100% saying what I need to say, however I need to say it and want to say it, and whatever that looks like for me, even when and if it doesn't make sense to other people or they can't relate to it or whatever the case may be. But yeah, that's been a part of it, and it does make me wonder now that I'm talking about it if that's been one of the big reasons why I've been struggling, is starting to get back in that place of caring too much about what others might think or how it is received or perceived, instead of just creating for myself and for what feels good to me. But yeah, like there's an open mic tonight that I'm going to, and even just like reading my pieces, trying to decide which ones I want to use, nothing was like seeming right or sounding right, and I'm cringing at myself and everything, and it does make me wonder if it comes from the thought of viewing myself from the potential theoretical perspectives of other people and what they might think or have to say about my pieces, and if that's where the struggle and the stuckness and everything is stemming from, and needing to release that if so. But yeah, that's how I've been feeling. I'm also in my luteal phase, and I noticed that every time I'm in my luteal phase, I'm already an emotional, sensitive person, but I'm just even more so emotional and sensitive, and things just feel very intense. So trying to keep that in mind too, and not be so hard on myself, let myself feel the things, let myself get in the stuck phases, and just keep showing up and sitting in them, moving through them, doing what I can with what I have, giving myself time and capacity for rest as well. Yeah. It's this weird underlying sense of I know I will be okay, but I guess I've been working on this thing for so long. You just get to certain points where you feel stuck, or you don't feel like yourself, or you feel like, is this worth it, or should I even be doing this like this, or should I be doing it this way, or is this even good enough, like I said, and trying to just move through that and not stay in that place, or let it get to me, or let it control the way I'm creating or what I'm creating. But yeah, we shall see. Tune in next time for whatever is happening at that point in time.